Hey everybody, it's Shannon, and this is Shannon On Demand, where we show you how to take demand of your business to demand a better life. All right, guys, now this is the long-awaited video that we're getting ready to upload today. Now, if you recall, I did a video about how to become a certified woman-owned small business. So if you want to know all of the ins and outs about that, let's go on ahead and we can kind of look at that one and see. I'm going to have the link to that video in the description. But today's video is going to go over the documents that will be needed in order to apply for the Woman-Owned Small Business Certification Program. So it's one thing to know what it is, but it's another thing to know the documents that you're going to need. First and foremost, you must have your business registered with SAM. That's the Systems for Awards Management. You have to have active, current registration with SAM. If that's not done, then the Woman-Owned Small Business is not going to help you. You need to make sure that you're registered with SAM. That's also a service that we provide, just to let you guys know that. So you have to get like the DUNS number and all of these other things that you need in order to register with SAM. That process can take anywhere from 7 to 10 days. So it's best to jump on that as soon as you can. Once you have SAM registration, the next thing is that you have to prove eligibility. And what that means is you have to be a United States citizen. So they're gonna need a copy of your birth certificate. Now, if you're married, your last name isn't the same as what's on your birth certificate, right? So if that is the case, you're gonna have to make sure that you have a legal document showing your current name. So that means your driver's license. So make sure that you have a copy of the front of your driver's license as well as the back of your driver's license. All right, ladies, the next thing you're gonna need is a current resume. We need to know what your experience is and also what your professional experiences are. So let's just say you own several different businesses, or, just in the workplace, you have experience that will help with what it is that your current business is doing. So on that resume, we need you to list all of that, but also be aware that for each one of the businesses or jobs that you list, we need the job title as well as your duties and responsibilities. Please don't leave that out. They will reject it or at least send it back to you so that you can make sure that you fix that item. So remember, on your resume, you need job titles. We also need your duties and responsibilities, and make sure that you have dates. We don't necessarily want to see September 10th of 1995, but at least know that it was in July of 95 until November of 2000, right? So make sure that you have dates on your resume. And remember, I'm going to reiterate it, job titles. If you own the business, make sure that you're saying owner. But we also need to see what those duties and responsibilities are. Even if you did the exact same thing at each place, we still need to see the job title, duties, and responsibilities. So please don't forget that, okay? We also need to see 3 years of tax returns. If you're married, make sure that, because you're filing joint. Okay, but we need to see 3 years of tax returns. And if you're an LLC, that should flow directly onto a Schedule C, which connects itself to your 1040s, right? So remember, 3 years of tax returns. If you're currently working, that means that you have W-2 income or 1099 income. They're going to need to see your current W-2 and or 1099 of that and of your spouse. So remember that you need to have that as well. Now, here's the fun part. We need to see proof of your business. So what that means is if you're an LLC or if you're a corporation, those articles that you filed with your Secretary of State, that's what's needed. You should have a filed, recorded copy of what you filed with the Secretary of State. If it's a corporation, then it should be articles of incorporation. And if it's an LLC, it should be your articles of organization. So make sure that you have those available, as well as your tax ID letter that you received from the IRS. If you don't have that letter, which is preferable, but if for some reason you don't have that letter, just make sure you know what your tax ID number is, okay? Let's focus on corporations right now. If you are a corporation, remember we need the articles of incorporation. And if for some reason your corporation offers stock, we need those stock ledgers. So you need copies of that. Also, if you're a corporation, we need copies of your bylaws and any amendments. Make sure that your bylaws are signed. Usually it's the secretary that signs it. But if for some reason your bylaws are not signed, then there need to be some minutes showing what's been going on, what's been happening, and things of that nature. So remember, we need copies of your bylaws. And if for some reason you don't have signed bylaws, then minutes of your meetings will also be needed. Now, for LLCs, limited liability companies, we need your operating agreement. If you don't have an operating agreement, you need to get one formed, because that's what's needed for your woman-owned small business certification. So you need an operating agreement. And remember, once again, we need your articles of organization, which were filed with the Secretary of State. The filed, recorded copies of that, right? Remember, you have to show that you own most of the company, especially if you're married. For instance, if you live in a state that is community property, such as Louisiana, then what happens is if you formed your business while married, then technically your husband owns half, you own half. So it's 50-50. But in order for women-owned small business to take effect, it has to be 51% or more, right? So if you live in a community property state and you are married, then what you have to do is you have to have some sort of letter that's signed by both you and your husband, signifying that you have 51% or more percentage in the company. Now, does your husband materially participate in providing services? And if your husband isn't doing anything, then guess what? That letter needs to state that. That letter needs to state that he does not materially participate in the company, and you are the one doing most of the work, all of the work. So you own 54%, 55%, that sort of thing. Now, if your company was formed before you got married, right? Before marriage, then guess what? That's considered not part of the community. That's considered your separate property, and you own 100% of your company. So that letter needs to state that, right? That the company was formed on this particular date, you were married on this particular date, so therefore it is not part of the community and you own 100%. So there must be some sort of technical letter involved, with the documents that you are preparing, that's going to state what your percentage of ownership is with the company. And also, to backtrack, your operating agreement should also state that as well. Okay? If you're filing economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business, those W-2s that we were referring to, we need 3 years of those, the W-2s and the 1099s. And one thing that I want to make sure that you guys are understanding is apply for the economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business. Because guess what? If you qualify and are approved as an economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business venture, then guess what? You are automatically also a woman-owned small business. So if you qualify and apply and are approved for ED, WOSB, then you're also a WOSB. So you get both certifications, okay? Just wanted to kind of give you that little nugget. Now, the very last piece of the puzzle is we're going to need to see a copy of your bank account. In some instances, the signature card for your bank account, not your personal account, the business account, because it has to show that it is the woman that owns it, that has control over the finances with the organization as well. So if you have a business account and your husband is also listed on that account, you're going to have to do one or two things. You're going to either have to take him off of the account.
Uh-oh!
I don't know how well that's going to go over, but you're going to need to take him off of the account, or you're going to have something showing that you are the one that authorizes, deposits, withdraw monies from the account. You have to be able to show that you are the person that's in charge of all of that, okay? So he may need to come off of your account.
Oh.
I'm just saying, right? Okay. All right, guys, I know that seems like it is a lot, but you just gather one document at a time. And if it's a document that you don't have and you don't know how to get, then, we're always here to assist you with that. But we're going to go over one more time what you need. You're going to need a birth certificate, your driver's license. You're going to need proof that your business has actually been formed, such as articles of incorporation, articles of organization. If it's an LLC, we're going to need your operating agreement. If it's a corporation, we're going to need stock ledgers if you offer stocks for your corporation. We're going to need resumes, current resumes, making sure that you've got correct dates, job titles, duties, and responsibilities. We're going to need 3 years of W-2s and 1099s, 3 years of your personal tax returns, right? Sounds like a lot, but it's not really a lot. Oh, and your banking information. So guys, one piece at a time. One piece at a time. Okay? This is a very, very invaluable certification that you need for your business. Okay? So if we go through everything now, then it'll benefit you later. Okay? And guys, listen, I need you to do a favor for me. I need you to give us a thumbs up on this video. Let us know that you like it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section, because we're always here to answer your questions. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time we upload a video. And lately we've been trying to get videos and new content uploaded for you guys at least once a week. At least once a week. So please subscribe if you haven't done so. And also you can share this video with anyone that you think may benefit from it. So guess what? Thank you for you. And I'm praying that you receive some helpful nuggets. This is Shannon with Shannon On Demand. And we'll see you later, guys. Bye.